All right, so we can, I think, start. First of all, welcome on fourth webinar. It's called Working with and for Youth. It's part of a 2 years project, European Future Green and Sustainable. My name is, as you can see from the screen, Mladen Mitic. I am from Serbia, from the city of Niš and Bela Palanka in the south of Serbia, and I will be talking about how to work with youth, how I worked with youth, how I started as a participant, and so. Before going to the topic, I would like to say a few words about the project itself. So, as you can see from this slide, the project is called European Future Green and Sustainable. It's important to say that it's funded by European Union, and without their funds, we definitely wouldn't be able to implement the project as this project is. On the left upper part of the screen, you can see that Erasmus Plus is enriching lives and opening minds. It's definitely, but I mean, from my experience, true. And yes, let's see what we have on this presentation. As we said, I mean, as I said, this project is co-funded by European Union, and for almost we're, let's say, on 65% on the completion of this project. So we implemented few activities. The most important ones are three training courses that we implemented in first in France, the first training course, the second training course in Bitola in North Macedonia, and the third one in the mountain of Avala in Serbia. Other than that, at the beginning of the project, we had kickoff meeting. Kickoff meeting in Bordeaux in France, and recently, a few months ago, we had midterm meeting in Wrocław in Poland. In October 2023, we had in Stara Zagora in Bulgaria study visit where we visited many successful eco businesses and got inspired to to work more deeper on this topic. So this is, as I said, fourth webinar. We will have one more, and the previous three are already on YouTube channel, so you can check it out. This meeting and this webinar will also be recorded, so you can take a look and yeah, share it with your dear fellows later on, uh, because it will be definitely useful. I hope at least if you get one point, it will be useful. Let's go to the next slide. So here we have some key info about the Erasmus Plus program. So, uh, just more than 35 years ago, the program itself started as a small student exchange program uh, among some European countries. But now it's one of the biggest, maybe the biggest program of mobility. The key point and the key word is definitely mobility, and over 10 million participants already took part in this program. Uh, Erasmus Plus is very wide program. You have student exchanges. You have another ones that are connected only to youth, to sport, and other things. So this, let's say, circle, uh, it's from 2021 until 2027. This cyclus is with a budget of 26 billion euros, and you can see that it's very big budget, and but it's divided among countries, programs, and for this 7 years. And for this, um, let's say 36 years, some statistics says that there were more than million Erasmus babies. It's kind of fun fact, and it's definitely maybe the most valuable thing among, I mean, besides knowledge, skills, and cultural understanding and mobility itself. Okay, so the main topic of this webinar is working with and for youth. And here on this slide, I put some keys, as the picture says, how to work with young people, what is my point of view, and how you can maybe dive into their world and you know have a better overview of the topic, and how can people get the best of that youth exchange or training course. So basically, you definitely need to understand youth. You need to understand their needs, their problems. You should, and definitely it's a very important topic to understand the attention, because the attention is something that is you know yearly decreasing. And if you for example, uh, imagine yourself 10 years ago, how long could you uh, have focus. Definitely it's much shorter than now. So methods and tools definitely needs to be adjusted to the attention. I mean, we as a youth workers definitely have a shorter attention than we had before, but with some modern tools and technologies, we can try to improve it. You also need to understand youth ideas, because I mean, I also consider myself as youth. I mean, as young person, because I am 27 years old. By some rules, I am still young, and I also always like to put myself as, I mean, we will go to this field later. I also put myself into their shoes, because if you understand young people, you need to put yourself into their position and see it from different perspective. At the beginning of, it's my suggestion for all the youth workers at the beginning of each mobility, or even if it's a just 1 day workshop, you need to set some rules. But how to set the rules? It's in best case scenario, you should give participants to set the rules. But I know, of course, if it's a youth exchange in Spain, for example, and you're in a youth hostel, definitely you have some rules provided by the accommodation itself, and you of course need to follow the local laws, the country laws. So definitely, other than that, you need, and it would be a positive thing to set some rules together with the participants. I always like to have, let's say, the checklist, in case you forget something, and in case participants don't have more ideas. But of course, the rules should be regarding time at the beginning, to respect the schedule, to respect the agenda, to respect each other. Of course, if the group is diverse, it would be nice to talk. I mean, it should be a rule to talk in English and to try to get out of this comfort zone, so everybody will be included. On the third one, on the third field, third square, I wrote to be friend with them. But it's a bit tricky how to make this line that you shouldn't cross, of not being like the best friend with them, in the, I mean, in way, uh, I mean, you should, for example, go out with them in informal time and so, but they should also know that you are facilitator or trainer during the training course, for example. But definitely this friendly atmosphere should be always there. When we come to empathy, it's also connected. So definitely, I always, when I work with people, I always try to put myself in their shoes. Why? Because in that case, you can understand there as we go. I mean, when we go to the first field, if you put yourself in their shoes, you can better understand their needs, their problems, definitely, attention, and their ideas. Um, Also, when we come, for example, to problems, it's, I mean, when you put yourself in their shoes, you can always imagine situations where when you started being a participant, and you can solve those problems in an easier way. Problems can be related to language barriers, usually some cultural or social backgrounds. So, I mean, definitely you will be facing some problems and, let's say, challenges. I always prefer to say challenges because you can uh, act, and you can change them, you can overcome those challenges. So definitely it would be nice to try to be as empathic as you can. All right, let me take some water. The fourth square, and yeah, I always mention it, it's fully dedication to the project. You should be fully dedicated to to that job. I mean, it is a job, but I also like to call it call, because uh, definitely if you like to do it, with fully dedication, you can definitely reach more people. You can definitely uh, get their attention better, and people will trust you. In the evaluation forms, usually at the end of each mobility, people usually write if a trainer or facilitator is dedicated to them. If I mean, it will be seen from their perspective if you are doing it just to do it, or you definitely like what are you doing. And when it comes to mentoring, definitely youth workers should be mentors to their participants. Yeah, usually it's short time. Usually the youth exchange or training course lasts from 7 up to 10, 12, 2 weeks maximum. And during this time, definitely the trust is something that needs to be established. But if we compare it with, let's say, standard mentoring or formal mentoring in informal learning in schools or universities, definitely mentoring from the side of youth workers can be more friendly, definitely, because if you're on youth exchange, you spend almost, let's say, 15 or sometimes even 20 hours together with your participants. So for this short time, you can meet them, you can see their needs, you can see their perspectives, their point of views, and yes, you can give them some tips and tricks, some guidelines, how to do some things. And also during, for example, working on during some sessions when they work on dissemination materials, when they are, let's say, editing testimonials or writing a booklet. And definitely you can give them this first-hand, if I can say like this first-hand tips and tricks and suggestions how to do something, which is, if we compare with this formal mentoring, a bit more, let's say, on distance, and it's more formal, so you need to send an email or so. But here you can just ask, for example, um, the facilitator, hey facilitator, what do you think about this? and in a minute you will get feedback, because feedback is definitely a must in youth work, and maybe the most important thing and the way of giving the feedback. Also, in this project, European Future Green and Sustainable, we had few publications with methods, with tools for youth workers, with some materials, and gather practices. So you can check them out. We have also interesting um, evaluation and reflection methods. For example, like the matches methods. That's what I like. It's when you with each participants one by one is giving the I mean they're giving the feedback about that day, and they have the matches, they burn the matches, and while uh, the matches are burning in their two fingers, they can talk, and it can happen that the fire is off in 3 seconds. Sometimes they have like 20, depends on how they keep it. And that method is feedback method, but still it teaches them the time management, definitely, working under pressure, and so in youth work we always like to um, give participants some let's say out of comfort zone methods and techniques. And yes, we can go to the next slide. Here it is. So I think it's very important to share my personal story of becoming a youth worker, because I started as a participant. I mean, from young ages, I was also scout in my early ages, and let's say eco guardian, eco warrior, or uh, just a eco volunteer. And when in high school, in elementary school, I was scout together with high school, but in high school I started with volunteering and with youth activism itself. And there were no it's back in 2014, 15, 16. It was very difficult to get accepted to a project such as this one, especially because in Serbia we were just partner country in Erasmus, so there were no uh, many opportunities to get accepted. And yeah, this is kind of my personal story, wrote step by step. I was writing a lot of applications, and yeah, you definitely spend few hours or even a day writing the application form, motivational letter, improving the CV, and you're rejected. And next time you do the same, you improve it, you write it completely like topic oriented, and you are rejected. And after a few times, you're luckily a participant in that project, because you and also on some of them there were interviews as well. So comparing to nowadays, when we have a lot of um, opportunities, definitely it's now, I mean, before it was definitely much more challenging and much more difficult to get accepted to a project like this. And after that also I was rejected many times for different projects. Sometimes I was accepted, and when you get accepted you're so happy, but also in the same time you have a responsibility to uh, how to say, to appreciate that opportunity, because it's maybe once per year, or it's once in a while. And I mean, in the meantime, I was also volunteering in a youth organization, in music festivals, in sports events. And in that period when I was, let's say, 17, 18, up to 20 years old, I was constantly trying to learn. I was trying to learn from youth workers, and I saw them as someone how to say, who honestly wants young people to improve themselves, to develop, and to empower them to make a change in their community, because we were doing a lot of volunteering actions in local community. And I definitely think that this first step for young people is very important. I mean, of course, it's more beautiful to go somewhere abroad to travel and so, but these small local initiatives are something that you can definitely learn a lot from. And after a few youth exchanges, uh, facilitators, I mean, the sending organization asked me to be a team leader. I was always trying to give my best. Also my English, I need to say that my English was not that fluent at the beginning. I was afraid of grammar. I mean, I still make mistakes, but now I just don't care. The point is here. I mean, you will understand what I mean, and I will definitely understand everyone. And after that, the self confidence is definitely rising. And after that, I was always trying to help with some small things, to propose a energizer, or to help facilitator with, even with materials or chairs or anything. But the proactivity is the key here. And after that, I was, uh, let's say, volunteering as a support, logistics, and after that, I became facilitator and coordinator. And regarding this master Erasmus uh, that I wrote here, is that I completed my master studies in project management. And yeah, my topic was preparation and implementation of Erasmus Plus projects for youth, because I wanted to uh, see this topic from another point of view, from academic one, so I can definitely understand it deeper, and have the clear idea of what Erasmus in general is, and how to work with people, how to manage the project to go as smooth as possible, and of course to share all these knowledge, skills, and experience with my colleagues. And I think I finished with this one. Yeah, as I said, this webinar will be also about tips and tricks um for young people. And here is the whole process of youth exchange from a point of view of one participant. Call for participants is something that young people first see. They don't see like the preparation writing usually, but sometimes participants are also included in project writing, and so, which is ideal case. But let's say that you see the call for participants, you write application form, and you are selected out of, let's say, 500 applications. Also, after that, there is preparation for youth exchange, which I think it's maybe the most important thing. If you hear some background voices, they're building buildings around my building, and in the floor down there is, there's some construction works. Yes, in the preparation phase, definitely the ticket tickets purchase and meetings are important part. Facilitators and team leaders, together with coordinators, are helping participants to find the best the best option for the traveling, and also sending organization is providing the main support. The third field here, youth exchange or training course or other mobility, is definitely the best part, the shortest part, but the most influential part of the project, because the project is a whole, let's say, initiative, or the whole mix of processes is very long. It lasts for a year usually, or two, or can be more. But in this case, for example, if the mobility itself is 10 days, whole preparation is months before, and dissemination and reporting and reimbursement part is also next few months. So after you finish with the training course or youth exchange, dissemination is something that is next, because if you're, for example, 40 or 50 young people from several countries, uh, if you disseminate the project results in your local community, in your school, university, or so, definitely you can reach thousands of people, and that's the point of Erasmus and youth work as well. And after the project dissemination reporting, we come to the part of reimbursement of the travel costs. And yes, and there is another project after this one. When I said that we have some tips and tricks for young people, because definitely it's working with and for youth. We definitely, youth workers work for youth, as the organization Youth Workers Alliance from Serbia. He has amazing Instagram page, so you can check it out, and you can check out other partners pages. Here, for example, in highlights, you can find this highlighted photos, videos, stories from events before. So yeah, I'm inviting you to do so. And another thing, how to be, and the last thing for today is how to be selected and how to get the most of you while writing the application form. Definitely, you need to be motivated, because the person who is reading your application form uh, should feel the motivation from you. I recently read one motivation letter in the application form, and that person immediately got selected from my side, because it was something completely different, which comes to the second step. The second thing is to be different, because I always give that example. If you are, for example, student at University of Niš, Faculty of Economics, where I graduated from, and you have, for example, 300 graduates. You definitely need, and they will have the same diploma. Of course, they will have a bit different grades, but still they will have same diploma. They need to do something differently. For example, to volunteer in a local community, to work as I don't know, waiter or waitress, to travel for a Erasmus Plus project. That's something that definitely make them different, and you should be different also while writing the application form. Also, you should be flexible. Sometimes it can happen that a participant cancel their participation, and there is maybe the urgent call for participants. So it can happen. I mean, it's rare, but it can happen. For example, that you need to go to the youth exchange tomorrow. So it would be, you know, very going out of comfort zone to buy tickets the same day, to pack, and to start traveling. And the last thing that I always say is to be rejected, because when you're rejected, you will be more motivated to work more, to work harder, to work smarter, and in the I mean at the end to be selected. I also put one slide regarding uh, some application forms and some motivational letters. So each of these white rectangles is whole motivational letter. So definitely you need to put more effort. If your motivation is I want to improve my English, definitely it is part of Erasmus, but it's not the main thing. Or I really like the topic, or I want to travel, or something like this, new experience. Everything is true, but it's not something that will make you being selected. And yes, I think that I completed with everything. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, I am willing to answer. And I can see in the chat there's thank you for time. It was useful. Yeah, I will also add the website of the project and the link tree with all the social media, with um, Instagram, with Facebook, and yeah, the website, and also there will be some other links of YouTube, of course, and you can check out this webinar later on YouTube together with other webinars that we did. Also, you can check out the series of 10 podcasts on eco entrepreneurship, circular economy, and in general the uh, green and greener Europe. All right, I think that's it. If we don't have any other questions, I am also available to answer on your questions later on. You can write me on mail, on Facebook, or Instagram, anywhere. And you can also write on European Future Green and Sustainable social media. And yeah, hope to see you on some other projects. And yeah, we will have the next webinar very soon. So stay tuned and see you. Thank you very much for your time.